Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Charlie with the Naughty Dog. We took our business from $0 in sales all the way up to $100,000 in sales in less than 90 days. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you guys can follow us along as we show you exactly what we're doing along the way. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to get your first online sale. So I went ahead and broke this down into 4 steps. We are going to talk about setting the table. We are going to talk about the pre-launch and feedback loop. We're going to talk about the launch itself, and then we're also going to be talking about the post-launch. Getting your first online sale is a lot more than just picking some product and then putting it up online and hoping somebody buys it, right? There's so many different products out there, so many different companies that you need to tell a story. So the first step that I came up with is going to be setting the table, where you need to introduce yourself and then you need to introduce exactly what it is you're doing. When you are introducing yourself, you want to treat it as if nobody's ever met you before. You want to tell them who you are, what you stand for, what you're doing, what you're going to be working on, right? You're going to want to tell people the reason behind why you're starting this too. People love a story, and you got to give them a reason to actually follow you along the way. And on that point of following you along the way, this is probably one of the easiest or most simple ways to actually build a following and to in turn get your first sale online, is you want to create some sort of space, or in my experience, what I did is created a Facebook group where you can direct people to that group so they can get specific questions answered and follow you along the way on exactly it is what you're doing. So now that we've gone over the first step here in the process, we're going to talk about the second step, which is going to be your pre-launch / feedback loop step. In this step, you're going to be wanting to post every single little thing that you're doing. You may not think that it's a big deal. You may not think that it's that interesting, but you got to remember that this is what you're immersing yourself in. Most people aren't doing exactly what you're doing. So you want to make sure that you share every single step of the journey along the way. You want to tell a story. Another important thing in this step, if not the most important thing in this step, is that you actually want to interact with the people in your group. You want to answer their questions. You want to get feedback from them, because these are going to be people that are your future customers. The best people that you can actually talk to at any point in your business journey is your customers, because they're going to tell you what they like, what they don't like, and then they're also going to tell you what else to sell. So it's super important that you actually interact with them. Finding places where your ideal customer hangs out as well is another really good way to actually get some face time with some people. So what I did is I found some local protection dog training groups and reached out to them, and then we just started hanging out, going to their different events on the weekly basis, as well as just texting, talking, becoming friends on Instagram and whatnot. And I even take our products and bring them over to them so they can test them out before we actually launch them. Now, throughout this whole step, when people are really interested, make sure that you're gathering their emails. You want to build an email list, or like a VIP list, so that when your product actually does launch, those people can stay up to date and they'll know, right? So anytime you're interacting with people, get their emails, get their phone numbers, so that when you do launch the product, you can direct them to your website. The launch is actually probably the easiest part of the process, because here you're just going to be sitting back, taking sales and hanging out, right? So super easy, super fun, because all of your hard work paid off, right? And you get to see the money coming in. And the launch is literally as simple as just shooting out an email blast, text message, announcing on your Instagram page, Facebook page, whatever it may be, where you started that initial group, and just letting people know that it's available for purchase. Now, if all else fails and nobody buys your product, that's okay. I went, probably a month or so without anybody actually buying my beds before I actually got my first sale. But the easiest thing that you can do, and the best thing, honestly, to get your first sale, is to just give your product away. But don't give it away with no expectation in return, because you're going to want to give it away with the expectation of getting a review or a video testimonial. Because once you start seeing more reviews on a product, more people are likely to buy that. Which leads us to our final point, which is going to be getting reviews and following up with your customers. Your customers are the most important aspect of your business, period. no questions asked. Without them, you have nothing, right? So you want to make sure that you are following up, that you are going above and beyond, you are providing the absolute most value that you can to your customers to show them that you care, right? Because are we in this to make money when it comes to business? Yes. And if you say you're not, I don't trust you. But it's so much more than that. The most successful companies have a great mission behind them and a reason that they're actually doing what they're doing. To tie everything together, the way that I got my first online sale is going to be setting the table, letting people know who I am, what I'm doing. Number two, the pre-launch feedback loop where I'm posting what I'm doing. We still do that. If you guys go on our Instagram, you'll see that we're always posting what we're working on, so it creates that story. We're always gathering emails, phone numbers, and all that type of stuff so that when we do launch, right, which is the next step of launch, it's really as simple as just clicking a send button on an email. And then the last step, which is arguably the most important here, is to follow up with your customers, ask for reviews, and ask for feedback. There's no better person that you can reach out to than the people that are actually buying what you have to sell. Hey guys, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you guys making it all the way to the end of the video. If you guys would like to learn more in-depth information about business, go to our description. We have a Patreon link that you guys can go to where we'll answer all of your questions and have a lot more in-depth information on what to do to bring your idea to your first sale.